because we're starting a new unit, and I wanted to make sure that we got our minds in the right thinking place for that new unit. Now, we're going to use visual thinking strategies. Visuals are eyes, thinking is our brain. Strategy is a way of doing something. So this is a way of making sense of a work of art. We always start by looking silently. So we're trying to notice everything we can notice about this artwork. And then I'll ask you a few questions. If you have an answer to a question, please raise your hand and wait to call up. If I do not call you, please make sure you are listening to what your classmates have to say. You can learn a whole lot from what other people have to say. There are no right or wrong answers when we do this. I'm just interested in how you make sense of the artwork. What more can we find?
I'm thinking that's not a baby because if it was a baby, then it wouldn't have arms or legs. And that's the baby that the boy is holding.
Okay.
And
So
that's the mom that's like that to make her nap.
okay. What are you saying is that we might be seeing some sort of family here?
Yeah.
Because you said maybe this could be the mother having a nap, that maybe this could be the baby and not this one, and you pointed out that we can see this person's arms and legs, so that maybe this is someone a little bit
And
older,
that's the dad, the boy.
and that this might be the father over here. Okay. What do you see that makes you say this could be the father?
Because he's a boy and he's holding the baby.
Okay, because this person looks like maybe so belonging means that you feel good about the group or the people that we're with. So that might be, you know, any sorts of friends you have or family. And that can be, you know, you can think about maybe you feel like you belong at school with your classmates or you belong at home with your families. Now, I showed you this picture because I wondered, how can you tell that it feels like these people belong? Maybe if we were thinking about them as being part of a family far away. Now, do these people look like they might feel okay about being by each other?
Mm-hmm.
How can you tell?
Because they're all, because the dad's sitting up by them and the mom and the little kid is laying down.
What I hear Mason saying is that they all seem to be close together. And what I hear Carly saying is that they seem calm. Okay, does it look like anybody's yelling at each other?
No.
Okay. They're all sleeping next to each other, so they must be pretty calm. Ready? I can. Create a family portrait showing how I belong. That means how you feel good with those people. In some way, you feel good to be with your family. It can be something you do. It can be someplace you like to be, but in some way, it's about how you feel like you belong there. Okay?
After getting the students started on their family portraits with chalk, I quickly realized that the chalk was much too messy, and because it was a new material to them, they were very excited about using it, but they weren't really focusing on what I had asked. So while this was kind of a frustrating lesson, I was able to learn a lot from it. So towards the end of class, I went ahead and asked the whole group what it was that they would rather use instead, taking chalk off the table.
What would you like to use to make your family portrait? If you would like to paint a family portrait, raise your hand.
And cut.
1, 2, 3. What would you rather use instead of paint?
I said scissors.
Oil pastels? What would you rather use instead of We are going to keep talking about the same thing, but we're going to try it in a little bit of a different way. Can you give me an okay?
Okay.
Okay. Here's what we're going to be doing instead of making a family portrait. Okay, say not a family portrait. Instead, we're going to think about the things that you do with your family. Everyone pump your arms like this. We're thinking about the action of doing. Say doing. Okay? So an activity is to do something. It says family activity, something that you do. Okay?
Using a student's idea, we drew a picture together of what a family activity could look like, focusing specifically on the activities and things that you do with those people.
So you and your dad are watching a hockey game?
No, we're going to a hockey game.
Going to hockey game. So that's the activity you're going to draw.
Okay. So now I'm going to go. Look how much green I have in there.
Outside. No?
I'm playing Any round sits on and I have cousin and Iris is coming over to play and we're eating dinner and all that fun
So what I hear you saying is you and your sibling and your cousin hang out together and have fun outside? Very neat. You too. Everyone, good morning.
Good morning.
Our family activity. Say with me, family activity.
Family activity.
Something you do.
Something you do.
Absolutely. Now we had used DeAndre's idea of him playing hide and seek outside with his mom. Do you remember that? Give me a uh-huh. Okay, boys and girls. And then we went ahead and we started our own family activities on these papers. Give me right. Okay, so let me pull this up real quick. Boom. Has anyone ever given a star and a stare?
Yeah.
Never done that before?
Yeah.
Sweet. So we're going to look at a couple of these together. So you guys go ahead and turn your bodies this direction. We're going to look over here at our developing assessment capable learners ice cream chart. Okay? Meaning we're getting better at how we do. Say, I can get better. All right, so let's see. Can I look at Blaine's? Blaine, can you please look at yours? Okay, so first, Blaine, let me ask you, because I want to start with a question and make sure that that I know what I'm talking about. Okay, Blaine, what was it that you were starting to make here?
Okay, that little blue mark down the bottom, that's my house.
Okay,
And that orange thing, that's the top of my house.
okay.
And I just filled the red in with stuff because it was like a triangle. So I just filled it in.
Gotcha. So you were working on creating your house. Looks like you have an outdoor scene and you were filling that in with colors. Okay, so what family activity were you thinking about here?
I was going to play hide and seek, but then I changed it.
Playing
I
hide
was
and
gonna
seek.
do something else.
So you are currently thinking about doing something else?
Yeah.
That it might be outside of your house?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So what
Oh,
star,
that's what it was. Tag.
tag, what star can we give it? So we can say something like, I like how you, and then you can tell him. Someone, you want to give him a star. There's always something good we can say about it. Anyone want to raise a hand and give it a try?
Good job on the sun.
You think he did a nice job on the sun
I
up
made
here?
a giant sun.
Okay, thank you. So what stare? Remember guys, we want to make sure we have something we're doing with our family. So what stare can we give him? We can say, what if you, let's say, Mason say, what if you,
What if you play hide and seek?
what if you play hide and seek? Okay, so Blaine, you can take that or leave it. Go ahead and give him one. What if you,
What if you play tag?
what if you play tag? We always make sure we're building people up so that they can feel good about themselves. And then they can feel like they belong in here too. Because we're painting about belonging in our family, we can also think about belonging in our classroom. Why?
As I walked around to talk with students, I noticed that their engagement in the task was very evident. Their descriptions were rich, and they obviously enjoyed having their choice of materials, sitting with their friends, and really thinking about the things that they do with their families.
Okay, so tell me about how you feel like you belong with your family in this picture here.
I'm going home to play hide and seek with my brother.
Okay, so is this you and your brother
Yeah, we're
going home to play hide and seek?
Yep. There's me. There's my Mimo. Actually, I still got to draw.
Okay, you and your Mima?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you and your Mima doing outside?
Playing tag.
Playing tag. About it, Kellen?
So I had the kitchen over here with the microwave, and I had the happy moon, and then I had the table, and then I'm watching Thor, and that's and then the dark out.
Okay, so it's dark out when you're watching the movie, and who are you watching the movie with?
My mom.
Okay, and not yet. We're gonna do a partner activity. Give me an oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can work with a partner. Okay, this is pretty fun. Could you please join us on the carpet, okay? So we're belonging with our classmates, and to feel good about being with those people, we're gonna have a little bit of fun together, okay? So belonging, feeling good about the people you're with.
So for this activity, we used a YouTube video of the book Yoga Friends, and it was read by the authors. A fantastic book that the kids were really involved in. In fact, they would later in the unit ask if they could do it again.
High five, we're just hanging out right here. When you found your partner, go ahead and sit down with them. So I know you found somebody. Sit down with me real quick, okay? Those are your first steps, okay? So stand up high in the air. You're gonna start walking around the carpet in 3, 2, 1, go. Walk around the carpet and freeze! Freeze! Zoe, there you go. Stick high five, good job. Okay, you two found each other. Okay, all right. First, let's greet our partner. You should be sitting, well, you should just be able to see him. Say hello, partner.
Hello, partner.
We are a feathery owl, gazing down to the ground.
A twist to each side, and we see all the way around.
Okay, let's work together. You guys, let's twist together. This way, and then this way. And this way.
Another ship,
Oh.
face to
This is
face
a good one.
and toes to toes.
Back, no.
Now we're sailboat, skimming across the waves.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you gotta get hands together. You gotta sit up. Ah, there we go. Kellen and Ava, they got it. No, Zoe, Kellen and Zoe, they got it. Spread out wide. Stretch those arms out. Stretch those arms out. Let go. You can go this arm. Turn your body. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is hard being dirty. They go hard.
Following our partner yoga, the intention was to transition into getting to know our classmates even better, and that would be done through interviews, informal interviews where the students were to learn more about each other by asking them questions about what they liked about their class.
Okay, on your bottoms, looking at me. Okay, let's take a big deep breath in through our nose because we need to calm down to do this next part. Out. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to interview a classmate. Say, enter what? Interview. We're going to talk to them and then draw about what they tell us. Okay, so here's my question for you. What's the best thing about your class? What's the best? Being kind? Is there anything super special about being in Mrs. Dotson's class that makes it awesome? Kellen?
Being nice.
You think being nice is a great part about your class?
What about help?
Your class, Brady.
She's the best teacher.
What? Your teacher?
She's the best.
She's the best teacher? So you think Mrs. Dotson makes your class awesome? Okay, what we're going to do in just a second is with your partner. You're going to go sit by them at the table. Okay? That's going to be our first step. So you and your partner, you're going to sit side by side, go to the table. Not right now. The question for your partner is, repeat after me, what is the best thing about our class? So, if I tap your head first, you're going to ask your partner and then you're going to listen to what they say.
This part of the lesson really proved to be a challenge, if only because they weren't really sure what a question was. In fact, in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see two boys who are having a debate about whose turn it is to ask the question. And up in the front of the screen, some students, like Mason, weren't very receptive to being interviewed at all.
Look at that. Look.
Is that what Carly told you?
That's not look
Or
like
do you love
Mrs.
Mrs. Dotson?
I know.
Do you love Mrs. Dotson?
It's not gonna be this one.
So Carly, what are you drawing about?
I'm gonna say I love my friend.
Is that what you love about the class?
I have pencil.
Only a few students really addressed the prompt, and not everyone that was part of the interview process was very receptive to it. But most importantly, this lesson provided a learning curve of how I needed to do it differently. I would later ask students in my other classes to just draw about what they liked about school, and then towards the end of class, share that with a partner.
not yet. We're gonna do a team activity. Okay, and we're doing that because we've been talking a lot about belonging. Everyone hold your hearts to belonging. Feeling good about who I'm with. Okay, so we're working on feeling good about being with our classmates. So to help do that, we're gonna do a little teammate activity. Give me an okay. I'm ready. All right, so here's your goal. I can work together with my classmates to create a drawing. Now, I didn't say drawings. I said one drawing. That means you and your teammates have to work together to make one thing. I've seen, well, actually, I won't give you too many ideas. I'm going to leave it with your teammates to talk about it and figure out what you're going to make. What picture or what thing are you going to work on making together? It's all about working together. Say working together. When I give you your number, you're going to immediately go to that paper. You might need to wait for your classmate or your teammates to get there. Remember, because we are working together. Say working together.
Working together.
Okay. 1, go there. 2. Dakota, number 1's right. 3, 4. Okay, so what's your team idea here?
Well, we're drawing outside of a family portrait.
So you're drawing the outside of a family portrait, okay?
Yeah,
So,
on the sunset.
so you have a sunset.
Yeah.
It looks like you're working on grass. So now, did you guys ask Chevy if that's what he wanted to make?
We said he's just doing random scribbles.
Yes, but have you asked him what he wanted to make? What have you asked him?
I asked him what he's gonna make.
Okay, but did he want to make the outside of a family portrait? Okay, Chevy, what was your idea?
About making the sunset.
Making the sunset? Okay,
No, he said the flowers. Making flowers.
some flowers. Okay, so is that what you're working on here? Okay, so then I'm gonna leave it to you guys to figure out what's happening here, because it sounds like you want to make about the same thing, but maybe aren't quite sure what that looks like. Okay? All right. Hey, how's it going over here?
Good.
Okay. And what do you think is going well?
Drawing pictures.
Drawing your What are you drawing pictures of?
I'm drawing a slide, a river, full water, glass house.
So what's your team idea you're making? You were coloring on something? Okay, what are you coloring about? Ice cream? Okay, is that going with your team picture or is that something else? It's something else? So, boys and girls, teammates, are you guys all working on the same picture then?
No, I'm working on a van.
You're working on a van. Can you guys explain how you're making your treehouse picture together?
Okay, and I'll make the tree. I'll make the tree.
The tree. What are you adding, Leah? The sky. Brooklyn?
I'm making flowers.
Okay. And what are you adding, Carly?
The sky.
The sky. See, they're all making parts to one picture. Now, do you think you four might be able to do that on your own? Okay. How do you think you might be able to try again? Maybe flip it over?
Okay, give it a try, team. You can do it.
Wait a minute, I have an idea. You're just talking. You're soccer. Over here. Hockey over here. What? Here. No. Why is Archie win? Because he thinks he's doing one thing, but I'm making something. Yeah, I am.
Okay, what are you making?
Well, I'm making hockey.
Okay.
It's my favorite game sport.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. No.
So, all right. What I hear you saying is you're all four making 4 different things. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to show you this picture over here. Everyone put your crayons down for a moment. We're going to go look at this picture over here. Okay? Come walk with me. Hey everybody, I have another team here. It should go faster this time as you're explaining what you're doing to work together as a team.
Can we flip on the backside?
Maybe flip it over. Yeah, that's what this team just did to solve that problem. So you might flip your thing over. Hold on. Oh, you have to decide as a team. You have to decide as a team.
We don't want it. Yes.
No, hold on, Noah. She is offering to help you. What if she helped whatever problem you're having? Okay, what is it your team is making together now?
A football field.
A football.
A baseball. A baseball.
A baseball field.
And I'm making a house.
Why are you making a house? Does that go with the baseball field?
And she's coloring over. She's coloring over our colors.
Well, what part to a baseball field could you add to help? Should you draw the stands? Should you draw the scoreboard? See, that would be a helpful addition. Dakota. Talking with Dakota, who's a special education student, I realized that not only was she not sure how to contribute, but she also was trying to interpret a subject matter that she didn't understand. So I tried to use her group to help her understand the sport of baseball.
Hey Dakota. You know baseball? It's where someone holds a ball in a hand and hit it.
Okay, so how can she help add to your team picture? Because we want everyone to feel successful.
Make the bat. Make the bat.
Maybe add the people. So Dakota,
Make the bat.
why don't you guys show her where she can add the people where they would go on the baseball field?
You can add the people around the arena.
Add the people around the outside?
Make the bat.
Maybe make the bat. So you can show her where she can add those things since she doesn't know baseball as well as you do, okay?
Yeah.
Did you go with the tree house like they were doing over there?
Yep.
Okay, so tell me about how you guys are all helping together. You made 2 tree houses. Okay. So is everyone okay with this idea here that you're doing together?
Yep.
Okay. Very good then. Okay. So tell me about what's happening in this picture now.
We're at a zip line and a bouncy house.
A zip line and a bouncy house.
And a pool. Yeah. And this is a song I'm singing.
Okay. Hey, what I hear that's happening is you 3 are working better now as teammates. It sounds like I hear all 3 of you adding to one picture. Is that right?
Yep.
That's fantastic here so far.
I need someone's gray.
The class ended up having about 18 to 19 minutes to work on their projects together. This seemed to be a good amount of time. They never got really loud or rowdy, and for the most part they were focused on their task to make a drawing that really worked together once we finally got through some of those initial problems, which I expected, and were great moments of growth to witness in the classroom. The final step was for the students to reflect with their groups.
We're going to come make a circle around it so we can all see it. Come on over, everybody. what they can hear
So
together.
I made this ring. It's a baseball ring and the guy.
This team restarted. Okay.
Whoa.
Would this team like to tell us anything about what they did? Carly has a hand up. Carly, can you tell us?
I worked on the roof and Leah helped me whenever she got done with the sun.
Okay. And you guys were making one on the other side. Why did you decide to flip it over?
Because we kind of messed up. Yeah.
Kind of messed up. So you guys decided as a team to flip it over?
Let's
That is a fantastic thing to do to work together as a
give
team.
them a 3 clap.
Let's give them one clap. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Would a representative from this team like to raise their hand? Hey, Jace, you want to tell us about it? I'm sorry, Brady. Brady, please tell us about it. You made a treehouse. You guys also restarted, didn't you?
Yep.
Why did you restart?
Because we didn't do nothing. We did something separate. We didn't do it as a team.
You weren't drawing it as a team, you were working separately. Yeah, and you guys really, really improved. Let's give them one clap. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Last one over here. Last. Okay.
The sun setting.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
And this was also a team that had some problems at first, but they worked through it. That is so awesome. Let's give them one. Thank you. One clap. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much.
Introduce the next part of this unit. I created in advance an art assignment. This art assignment was inspired by the PBS made YouTube series, The Art Assignment. So in it, I highlight artists who use murals, artists who think about belonging, and artists who do some of both. In short, there was a simple definition of what a mural was, and it featured the works like the Caves of Altamira, Diego Rivera, and then some simple pictures of people working together on big murals, before it highlighted the work of Brandon Odoms and his large teamwork projects. Lastly was an image that I found of a mural that would look a lot like ours, where every student would get a square to paint in. It was briefly explained they would be creating a symbol to go inside that square that showed what they loved about their own school.
If that actually happens in real life,
What do you mean?
on my house,
You mean like if someone were to go and paint on the side of your house? So like if you painted on a wall inside your house, you could call that a mural. Is that what you're saying?
if
Yeah.
I got a huge piece of paper and stained it on my house on the outside and painted it all around.
Well, okay, hold on. What I hear you saying is that you're like thinking about how this would actually look in your own house.
So, yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm glad you're thinking that way. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put it out in the hallway. Have you guys seen that work in progress out there?
Yeah.
It's like a big piece of paper and like people painting in squares. So we're gonna make something really similar. It looks a lot like this. So like there's a bunch of squares on here and everyone gets one square.
The next parts of this process were to try and get kids to think about how to create a symbol of those things that they really liked about their school, and trying not to make such detailed pictures, which turned out to be pretty hard for them, because in their regular education classrooms, their teachers really like for them to be very, very detailed in their pictures. So I was asking them to think in a different way, a more simple way, that the students who walked down the hallway, who maybe, as I posed it later, weren't very happy being at school, might see these pictures and find a connection to someone else who maybe liked the same things that they did. So with that idea, right here we start coming up with a list of things that we like about school, which then later will turn into symbols.
Say PE, or we could say basketball.
PE basketball.
Orange.
And black.
Okay, so if I drew
Orange and black.
orange with
Black
color that in, something like this. So if you saw a picture of this, what does this mean?
That's a basketball.
It's a basketball. If I said painting, what's the first picture that pops into your head?
Painting a picture when you're walking with your papa on the concrete sidewalk.
I showed you this. What does this mean?
That's an
see the whole picture of McDonald's to know that's
Yeah.
McDonald's?
Mickey
No, you just see the M and you're like, boom, that's McDonald's. Okay, what's this mean? Love. Do you have to write the word love? Do you have to show two people hugging? No, you just show a heart and you know that means love. So I was thinking about, what do I love about school? What do I love about being here? And I thought, first off, I thought about friendship. I thought about my teacher friends.
Friendship.
What is happening in this picture here, you think?
High five.
Give it a high five. So try it again. And I thought, what else do I love about school? I love, what does this mean? Thinking. I love watching you guys think. It's one of my favorite things about being here.
This activity was definitely a challenge for students, and a challenge for me because they were struggling quite a bit. But even though I felt frustrated at the time that they weren't really getting it, when I later reviewed this video, I noticed that largely the class was on task, and their comments, they were thinking about school, such as their clip-up chart in their classroom, how they liked math, how they liked PE, playing dodgeball, being with each other and loving learning. Their comments were very focused in what they loved about school. They just weren't yet getting the idea of what a symbol was.
About Mason.
Drawing about playing basketball, that's my favorite.
Playing basketball. So how it's shown in my picture how I drew just the basketball, and just by that we knew basketball was awesome. What simple picture can you use to show playing basketball?
I'm drawing it.
Well, I'm seeing quite a few details in this picture. So can I show you?
I like to learn because I get smarter.
Smarter. And what about a picture you can draw to show that?
So just to make sure we were all in the right place, we began by rewatching the art assignment video.
Okay, let's say you don't like it at school very much. Let's pretend I'm grumpy. I don't like it here at school. And let's say I'm walking down the hallway, and then I see this big mural on the wall. And on that mural on the wall are a whole bunch of pictures of why you guys like it at school. Do you think that would make me feel maybe a little bit better about being here?
Yeah.
Sure. So I wonder, what kind of symbols or really simple pictures can we go put out there that's going to make people feel like being here is awesome? So, Carly, what's something you like about school?
Learning.
You like learning. Learning's kind of like a big idea. How can we show you like to learn in just one picture? Maybe we need some numbers in there. So, you could go 1, 2, 3, and you can put all the numbers, 5. By making this one picture, you have made a symbol of learning. Did she have to draw her in the classroom doing all the things and the teacher teaching, or can you look at the number chart and say, she probably likes to do math, or she likes to count, or she likes to learn? So this could be a symbol of how you like to play with stuffed animals, or you like to play with toys. One simple picture.
After it seemed that they had a pretty good hold on what a symbol meant and how they could make one, we turned our attention to the 4-3-2-1 self-assessment chart. So a number 3 would be on grade level. So that's the one that we started with first, and I went ahead and showed them an example that I had made.
Okay, why is this a number 3 symbol?
Because it just has 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 colors.
Okay, so real simple, right? Okay, can you tell what I might like about school if you looked at this?
Painting.
Yeah, I think painting or I think art is awesome. So is my symbol clear? Did I color in the lines? Did I fill up the paper?
No.
Ava?
Because it's not a symbol.
It's not a symbol. Why isn't it a symbol?
I want to look at
There's too many details on here to be a symbol. So we can tell what I might like, right? What might I like? Swinging, recess, but is it a simple symbol? No. But adding maybe a label of what your symbol is, or a pattern, that might take your level to a 4. I can. Think about, draw about, and choose. One symbol that shows how I love school. And then I'll draw it on the wall. one simple picture that says, boom, this is what I like.
At this point, most of the class is at their tables, having gotten their sketchbooks back, and they're thinking about their symbols that they either started or restarting a different symbol, maybe now having a better understanding of what that means. Meanwhile, I was in the doorway, checking other students' work who believed that they were ready to go out into the hallway and begin drawing their symbol in a square. So in the doorway, they were to tell me what it was they were drawing, what it meant, and why. Okay, which one would you like to choose? You got a tough choice. You want to go with art? Okay. If you want to have a label, let's fix how this is spelled. I know it's kind of tricky word. It's actually an A for today.
I made it crayon.
All right. So which symbol would you like to use? Okay. So let's make that more simple, kind of like how we were talking about up here. How can you make that more simple? Maybe the ABCs? Okay, and what does this symbol mean?
It means me, my dad play hockey
Okay,
and PE.
okay. But your dad doesn't play hockey with you at school. Is there something that you do at school that you can think about instead? If you're not sure what to do, why don't you go ask some classmates what they're thinking about? I think you need to go think about it a little bit more. Okay, what's... Mason had been previously frustrated the class before, and what he brought to me was a picture that he had reverted to when he was frustrated with his idea about basketball and he didn't think it was going well. It was a picture of him and his dad at a hotel. I think I should have let you just go with your basketball idea because I feel like about school, right?
Oh, my laptop!
Is that what you... Is basketball what you really like? I know this picture was frustrating you. Alright, so... You felt like you messed it up. Would you like to just try again on the wall out here? Your basketball idea? Okay, the hotel is not about school. What do you like about school? Go talk to some friends about what they like.
Where's the paintbrushes?
They're out here. What do you have? Oh, your club-up chart. Alright, good to go. Get a pencil and go draw it in a square. I would suggest moving down further. There's a lot of people up front. Alright, what do you have? Gotcha. Get a pencil. Go draw it. Yeah, girl. Go get it. What's your symbol you're choosing? Both?
Yeah.
Okay. Get a pencil. Go draw it.
Can I paint basketball?
Okay. A basketball?
Can I paint?
Get a pencil. Go draw it.
Can I paint? I tried to paint.
And you got it, didn't you? Yes.
I'm ready to paint.
Get a pencil, man. Go draw it. Go do it.
Paint.
And get your paint. Go do it. Overall, this lesson proved to be effective at getting the students to get started. What worked especially well was checking those students' work before going into the hallway. This way, everyone was able to be heard, and it was made sure that their ideas were on task. Some very detailed pictures slipped through, but they were at least addressing the idea of what those students loved about school. Overall, this final part of creating the mural went very well. Their teamwork and art chatter was evident both in what they were saying to each other, what they said to me, and what they created. Ideas were transformed from sketchbook to mural, often seeming to be influenced by what their neighbors were creating. Tidbits from one artwork would often be found in another one right next to it. Also, the class stayed at a pretty low working volume, even though they were very excited. Tell me first.
Make a carpet.
You're making the carpet, and why are you making the carpet?
Because I love it.
Awesome, thank you so much. Okay, Jace, what do you have for me?
This is our classroom, and that's the carpet, and we're in PE with, and that's a gumball machine.
So you've included 3 really important things to you? Very cool, thank you so much.
Working on, I like the ABC too.
Okay, so that's why you have your ABCs right here?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
And that's the carpet while I'm sitting on, and that's the teacher.
okay. And it looks like you're showing us that this is the school right here, is that right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you.
I made the school,
Right.
and there's a little tree over here. There's a basketball hoop.
Okay,
Someone thought Noah throwing a basketball in there.
gotcha. And Noah's helping you color that in?
Yeah.
There's some good teamwork happening.
Draw this one of these, but I colored it as a tree and put another tree here.
Okay.
And then Wyatt's standing behind me waiting for his turn.
Oh, there is the basket. And then is this the ball going up there?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you.
I didn't quite make the best choice for this visual thinking strategies image, as there wasn't enough of a narrative going on in there for the children to attach to. They mostly pointed out details of things that they saw. However, one student, Mason, was able to identify that he thought it was a painting on a wall.
On the wall? Are you saying you're looking back here and that looks like maybe it's painted on a wall? Okay. What do you see that makes you say it could be painted on a wall?
Because it's sticking to the wall and it's really painted.
Okay.
Nice.
Are you
While the session itself was not extraordinary, we were able to draw connections between the mural that a lot of people made outside a hospital to the one that we ourselves made in the hallway. The next step was for us to decide where our mural would go. Because it was made on paper, it could easily be moved around to a different location.
If you guys want it to go into the cafeteria, can you raise your hand? 1, 2, 11. Okay, so I can write down in 11 underneath Dotson by cafeteria. Well, we had the most votes in the cafeteria in our class, but we're gonna add all these together.
I wasn't planning on spending the time to actually add the current totals together, but they were really interested in what was winning, because they didn't quite understand how their votes didn't automatically win the place where the mural would go, as I was voting with all 9 kindergarten classes. The very last task of this unit was asking students to reflect on the entire unit as a whole. So because we had already done so many things within that unit, I had a slide to kind of remind them of the things that we had done so far.
So here's what my question for you is. For one, if you had a favorite part, I'm curious about what that was and what we did here. Also, what have you learned about belonging? So repeat with me. What have I learned about belonging? Okay, does anyone have an answer to that question right now? What have you learned about belonging?
We learned about being together
Being together. Anybody else learn anything?
and working together.
Working together? Carly?
And
What have you learned?
working together.
Working together? What does it mean to you to feel like you belong somewhere?
Okay, Brady, I'm trying to come too.
What does it mean to you?
Oops.
The evidence of student learning collected here had more so to do with how the students were interacting with each other than their sketches that they had done in their books.
Dakota!
Okay, so tell me about why you feel good about being with your dad. You two, can you tell me about what's happening, DeAndre and Brady? So you two are working together to make the Batman symbol?
Yeah.
So can you tell me about how you're showing what you've learned about belonging? What can you tell me about that?
I think we didn't draw that yet. Have we?
Think what?
We haven't drawn it yet.
You haven't drawn it yet? Well, how about, okay, so do you two feel good about being around each other?
Yeah.
Would you say that you feel like you belong being around each other?
I'm gonna make
That's great.
blue
Thank you.
pants.
What does it mean to you to feel like you belong somewhere?
Brady, I'm trying to come too.
Okay, do you want to read it to me?
Right.
You like what?
Family.
You like family? So when you think about belonging, you think about your family? Leah?
The little girl is helping the other little girl.
Okay. So you're thinking about helping as a way to help people feel like they belong? Is that what you're saying? And are they helping each other with math? Okay.
Me and my mom are happy about each other. We love each other. I said, I love you. I love you too. I love my mom too. Being kind to each other.
Being kind to each other, and that's what you think about when you think about belonging? So you have your symbol of your heart here? Great, thank you. What do you guys think about the mural going into the cafeteria? What are your thoughts on
First grade.
it going in there? You think first grade might be able to see it? What do you think?
When the preschoolers can see it,
You think maybe the preschool might see it as well? Okay. What do you think, Ivy?
the teachers can see it, and they can see how good we've been working, and they can see that we're ready for first grade.
So you think maybe the first grade teachers might be like, wow, those kindergartners have really got it going on. They're ready for first grade? Interesting. It's not just students, but teachers too?